Hi guys, it's KINO. Welcome to another video. So I am very excited for today's pick a card topic. This is going to be a really fun one. We are going to be taking a detailed look into what your life is going to be like after your wish comes true. And as you have seen from the title, today's reading is going to be a collab with Tidal Tarot, aka Naomi. She is a tarot reader, obviously, but also a podcast host. I was actually on an episode of her podcast, the That's Deep podcast. I will have our episode linked down below. It was such a pleasure to get to know her. She is a fellow INFJ like me, and she's very knowledgeable about the 16 personality types, astrology. For anybody who is learning astrology, I highly recommend her podcast because she has bite-sized episodes about all of the 12 signs, the 12 houses, and so you can really get a good understanding of how your different astrological placements affect you. She makes it very easy to follow and understand, so even if you had zero previous astrological knowledge, you will be able to get something out of her episodes. So highly recommend. And I also love the focus of her YouTube channel. The tarot readings that she does, they are largely focused on manifestations, blessings, wishes coming true, as well as career and money and personal growth. So the way this collab is going to work, for Naomi's reading, she is going to be looking at what wish of yours is coming true and everything leading up to that wish coming true. So the details of how and when it's all going to happen for you. And then this reading here on my channel is going to be about everything after the wish comes true. So what's going to change for you once this wish comes true? How is it going to impact you? How is it going to impact your life? What kind of daily life will you be living now that this wish is here? For this reading, it's up to you how you would like to use it. So you could listen to this reading with regards to a wish that came up in Naomi's reading, or you can use this reading for any wish that is on your mind. Just keep the wish in your mind as you are choosing your group. And of course, you can listen to one group today for one particular wish of yours. You could listen to multiple groups for the same wish that you have, or you could listen to multiple groups for multiple different wishes that you have. So it's totally up to you, however you feel that this reading would best serve you. So for the groups today, for each group, we have a different image here, and each image has a title and also has some keywords associated with it. So when you're choosing your group, you may be drawn to the visual aspect of the images, or you could be drawn to the title or some of the keywords that come up. So there's a few different factors to help you pick. So I'm going to show you each of your options up close one by one, and please pick whichever one or ones you feel drawn to the most. So here is the image for my group number ones. This image is called Crystal Core Merkaba, and the keywords associated with this one are intuition, evolution, inner light, and ambition. This is the image for group number two. This image is called Vesica Pisces Rainbow, and the keywords are awakening, the integration of polarities, and hidden possibilities. And this is the image for group number three. This image is called Blaze of the Energy, and the keywords are activation, passion, transformation, and progress. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Crystal Core Merkaba, this is going to be your reading. Basically, this reading is going to have three parts to it. So the first part is going to be about how you are changing once this wish comes true. So changes to your energy, your identity, and how you move about the world. Then we're going to get into the specifics of what will have changed in your life once your wish comes true. And then the last part of the reading is going to be messages and advice from future you. So the version of you in the future who has already received this wish. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first card that came out for how you will have changed is Angel. And we have the keywords of confirmation, trust, and a higher purpose. And the affirmation is, I am protected under the wings of angels. So something that I definitely think will have changed about you, and 111 on the camera timer as I'm saying this. So this is definitely an important message for my group number ones, is you're going to have a much stronger trust in your angels, in your spiritual team, and in yourself. Because I feel like leading up to this wish coming true, you would have received a lot of confirmation and a lot of signs along the way. But you still are waiting for this wish to materialize. So once it finally does, you realize, kind of looking back, that, oh wow, I really was being guided that whole time. Those signs that I saw, those experiences that I had, and I kind of wondered to myself, are these really signs? Are these really signs? Am I really being guided in this way? Or am I just making things up? You can look back and confirm that all of those were in fact signs. All of those were in fact your angels guiding you. So it's like you have this proof now that this wish has come true, that you were being led in the right direction. So it's making you a lot more trusting in the future. The next time you are manifesting something, the next time you have a wish or a goal, I feel like you're going to be a lot more receptive to the signs and messages that your spiritual team give you, because you've sort of built this relationship of trust with them. You know that they're always going to steer you in the right direction, like this card says. You know that you're protected under the wings of your angels. We also have this message of a higher purpose. So this could be saying that once your wish comes true, you will be more aligned with your higher purpose. Like this wish probably has something to do with you stepping into your higher purpose. Or that like the version of you who has received this wish is now a lot more focused on and a lot more enthusiastic about pursuing their higher purpose. We also have fork in the road with the number 13. So you who has received this wish, you can make decisions a lot more quickly. My eyes immediately went to the number 13. This is the number of the death card, which talks about just releasing things and letting things go. So maybe current you or you in the recent past would really get hung up on what is the right path to take? What is the right decision to take? Like really get in your head and really doubt yourself. But future you who has received this wish, it's a lot easier for you to just like let go of things that don't serve you or disregard the options that you know are not for you. Because you've seen that when you choose with your intuition, it leads you to the right place every time. I think this is also, it's something about looking back and being like, wow, all of the choices that I made based on like, this is what I think I should do, or all of the choices that I made based on a feeling of pressure ended up being the wrong choices. So I'm just not even going to entertain those anymore. Like if it doesn't feel right, I'm just going to let it go. So again, it's like you're much better at trusting your gut and you're much better at trusting your inner guidance. So in the future, because there's always going to be like forks in the road in the future, right? We're always going to come up against some kind of crossroads. And I feel like in the future, you'll be able to feel your way through those decisions much quicker. And then once you do make the decision, you're not stressing about like, oh, I hope this was the right choice. I hope I didn't make a mistake. It's like you're very confident in the choice that you made. You know what it feels like. You know very well what it feels like when something is not right for you. That like nagging feeling. And I feel like in the past, I'm hearing too often you would ignore, you would override that sort of uneasy nagging feeling because you're like, no, this is what I feel like I should do, or this is what people or society is pressuring me to do. And I just think that sort of pressure cannot get to you anymore. And so like the death card, you just release it. You just release it, you just let it go. We have, you do things you enjoy. Okay, so that's a lovely message. You who has received this wish, You now do things that you enjoy. You find small ways to improve the moment. You give yourself permission to take that time for yourself. Prioritize those mindful ways to recharge and don't rush through them. Give your brain a break through playfulness. What makes you smile? It's not pointless or a waste of time if it makes you smile. So maybe for some of you, this message is obvious because perhaps the wish that is on your mind literally involves you doing something that you enjoy. But if we interpret this a little more broadly, I just think that once this wish comes true, it is going to lead to a chain of events that brings a lot more joy into your life. And you're going to be spending most of your days engaged in activities that you enjoy. And there's a huge perspective shift. Like a lot of this, I feel like, is you reminiscing and being like, I can't believe my life used to be the way it was before. I'm seeing a pie chart where past you, or maybe current you, would think like, if I can spend 10% of my days doing things that I enjoy, then that's amazing. But I feel like future you who has received this wish, you probably spend the majority of your days on things that you actually enjoy doing to an extent that is kind of difficult for past you to believe. You're like, oh no, that's impossible. I could never, it feels too like luxurious. It feels too frivolous to spend that much time on just simply things that bring you joy. But in the future, that's going to become a norm for you. Like it's just a given that you would be having fun all day or having fun for most of your days. And I'm also hearing something about you taking more mindful breaks. So you do take a lot of breaks during your days, but it's not something that you do because you want to escape the work that you're doing. It's more so to recenter and recharge and be present with yourself. And there's also a message about when you take breaks, it's no longer, like it's not a way to distract yourself or to distract your brain. You're actually like engaging your brain, but in a way that is rejuvenating. I think you're enjoying being in your own company a lot more. Or if being in your own company is something you already enjoy a lot, then I think this means you're just going to have a lot more time to do that. Like peace and quiet time on your own. And then, okay, we have new life, and this is the goddess Aphrodite. So Aphrodite, aka Venus, could be a significant deity for you, or Venusian energy in general is significant. This could talk about a love coming into your life. So, a relationship with someone you love, or, we have love, you do things you enjoy. So you're definitely doing what you love in this new life. And there's a lot of things that you love to do, and you get to do all of them. You don't have to compromise. You don't have to settle. You could be changing your hair color. I just noticed that this angel and this Aphrodite have different colored hair. And then it made me think of someone changing their hair color. This can be a person you love or something you love to do, or doing what you love with a person you love. It can also be about, I often think about beauty in the visual sense, like aesthetics, design, style, fashion, visual art, creating something that is aesthetically pleasing. So the work that you do or your hobbies could have something to do with that, like drawing, photography, makeup, clothing, architecture, things that look beautiful, nature, landscapes, I don't know, something like that. This is definitely a good sign for money and business as well, and like good business relations. Aphrodite could also be someone who is introducing themselves to you. If you feel, that's a very personal thing, like if you're choosing to work with a deity, but that could be a confirmation for some of you. And then I'm also noticing both of these are number 4 cards. So 13 reduces to 4, 1 plus 3, 40 reduces to 4, 4 plus 0. So the number 4 could be significant in some way. I just heard like getting something right after 4 tries, or being successful on your 4th try. Could be that the 4th decade of your life, which I think is your 30s are the 4th one. your 30s or 40s could be significant in some way. 13 years, like maybe you were manifesting something for 13 years or 13 months. And then for, oh, wow. So we have like Venusian love energy, and then we have love here, dioptase. I am love and love is me. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of love coming into your life. And I just saw 1111. So you are group number 1, and in this reading, we've seen 111 and we've seen 1111. I don't know if that's a number you've been seeing, or maybe it's a number that you want to look out for. I'm also noticing that 1111 reduces to 4 too. So the numbers like 1, 3, and 4 could be significant to you in some way. Maybe there's like a date that you make out of those numbers that is significant to you. And was there anything else I wanted to say? Oh, if you are seeing those numbers or any sort of angel numbers, that could be a sign of love coming into your life. So look out for those. And in terms of lucky colors, like blue, green, turquoisey colors, or colors that are of significance, that's also something to look out for. I don't really know much about this crystal. I don't have any. It kind of looks expensive, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's shiny. So this is how you are changing once this wish comes true. So let's look at the specifics of how your life is changing. So we're gonna get into the tarot now. How is group number 1's life changing once their wish comes true? Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Then we have the Muse of Voices, which is the King of Swords. Okay, and then we have the Three of Materials, which is the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Voices, which is the Four of Swords. I just saw 1331 on the camera timer. So there's those 1s and 3s again. We have 1, 3, 4 here again. Those numbers are significant in some way. Also, we do have a 7 here. I just went to get Yumi because she was barking upstairs. And I went up there and there's a clock upstairs. And when I went to go get her, it was 11:44, 1144. So the angel numbers are being laid on heavy for this group. So let's get into your cards. First, we have the Ace of Pentacles here. So of course, there is a new energy coming into your life with this wish coming true, but there's a message coming through here that at this point, right now that you're watching this, there is no like old energy that you need to let go of in order to make space for this wish. So if there was something that you needed to clear away, like something that wasn't serving you anymore, something to walk away from to welcome this wish into your life, you would have already done that by the time that you're watching this. So there's nothing more that you need to get rid of. I think that's an important message. Like for those of you who were worrying, like, is there something I need to let go of? Is there something I need to stop doing? Is there anything I'm doing that's like not in alignment with this wish? Anything I need to walk away from? At this point, no. It's like you've already released anything that was meant to be released. And there is already room. That's important to know. There's already room for this wish to come in. Definitely with your first card being the Ace of Materials, there's a heavy emphasis on this being something that actually materializes I'm hearing. So you're getting more than just the intentions, you're getting more than just the emotions. It's real and it's right in front of you. It would be like, I don't know, the example I'm seeing is talking to someone over Zoom versus meeting them in person. And this energy is one of meeting in person. It's like having something tangible in the flesh right in front of you, rather than just like an idea of it or a picture of it or a virtual experience of it. It's like it's here, it's real, you can reach out and touch it. There's also a message with the Ace of Pentacles about this becoming a regular part of your life. So for example, let's say your wish was to collaborate with someone. This isn't going to be like you collaborate once and then it's done. This would be a regular collaboration. You know, it's an opportunity that is sustained consistently for a long time. Once it comes into your life, it's here to stay, and it's going to bring you some form of abundance or multiple forms of abundance. It's going to make you feel more grounded. I'm hearing it's going to make you feel more safe in your physical 3D reality in some way. What I do see with the Seven of Wands here is that there's a couple ways to interpret this. One is that there may be a period in which you feel like you need to prove yourself. So there may be some people who are trying to discredit you. Okay, yeah. There's some people who may be trying to discredit you or trying to get in your head, get under your skin, make you doubt yourself. It's like make you doubt your worthiness. I'm hearing pretentious people. I'm hearing like pretentious big city people. I don't know what that means. Pretentious big city people who have like a hive mind. Okay, that's maybe just for like one person because that feels really specific. But they're trying to like get under your skin and make you doubt the worthiness of you receiving this wish. Maybe they're hoping in some way that you're going to forfeit it, that you're going to give it up so that they can have a chance at it. Which, by the way, you having your wish doesn't take it away from anyone else. That's their own limited way of thinking. But it would be like if you, let's say you grew a following really quickly, and then there's all kinds of people like, did group number one deserve their rise to fame? Is group number one an industry plant? Is group number one overhyped? Like there's all that kind of discourse around your rise to success. And you have to really choose your battles of what you should just ignore, like what's just people talking BS, and when you should actually step in to defend yourself. Because not every situation merits you defending yourself. And that will be up to your own discernment. But in that example, you know, you might choose to be like, okay, whatever, they're just looking for clicks, or they're just feeling insecure, and I'm just gonna let them talk their shit because it doesn't really affect me and I don't need to prove myself to anyone, you know, that kind of thing. Whereas in some situations, you might feel like, okay, no, I actually have to step in and like stand up for myself. I actually need to prove I deserve to be here because you're not going to discredit me in that way. So, and like I said, that discernment is very up to you. And I think it comes down to, is what is being said here actually going to undermine me? Or does it actually threaten me in some way? Or is it just petty people like yapping about whatever they want to yap about? So if it's a real, I don't even want to say threat, because like they can't really do anything, but you know, there may be some times where you feel like you want to step in and stand up for yourself, but you don't have to do that every time. This is very much a pick your battles wisely. Some things are not worth, I'm hearing like they're not even worth your oxygen to speak on them, like you would be wasting oxygen. And that's just what happens, you know, when you start doing well, there's people who don't want to accept that because it's like, if you're doing well, then they should see it as an inspiration, but some people just don't see it that way. So there may be a little bit of that going on after your wish comes true. And then the other thing that was coming up with this Seven of Wands is that you might start to get overwhelmed in some way. So there is this new energy coming in, there's this new abundance coming in, and there may reach a point where you're feeling like you can't do it all. So, you know, maybe your business starts to do really, really well, and then it reaches a point where you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this by myself. But still, there's that message coming through again of you don't have to remove anything from your life that you don't want to remove just to make space for this wish. There's really that message of you don't have to make sacrifices. Anything that you had to let go of to make this wish come true, you've already let go of it. So don't walk away from something just because you feel like you have to. If you want to walk away from something, that's a completely different story, but you don't have to do anything to make room. What I think you will end up doing, or what you're encouraged to do, is to seek help from a team or to seek help from collaborators. So, you know, if there was a YouTuber who was getting really successful but they don't want to quit their job. Maybe they love their day job, but they're also like, oh my gosh, my YouTube is growing and this is getting a bit overwhelming. They might be tempted to think, oh my gosh, I have to choose one because I don't have time to do it all. But the universe is saying that's not the answer. If you're ever feeling like, oh my gosh, I love both of these things, or oh my gosh, I love all of these things, but I can't keep doing all of them because like it's just too overwhelming, so one of them has to go. I feel like that's not the right thinking. I think the solution is to find help. So that person whose YouTube is growing, but they don't want to quit their day job, maybe they hire an editor. Maybe they hire someone to do all the, back end stuff, like editing and uploading and maybe managing the emails and managing the brand deals and stuff. So they can focus on doing the part that they really like, which is making the content. So I'm hearing many hands make light work. So there's nothing you have to give up if you don't want to give it up. You just might need to get some help. With the King of Swords here, I just had the example of someone who had a child and they really love being a parent, but they also really love their job. And so maybe somebody helps to take care of the child or something like that. If you get help to take care of things, you won't have to sacrifice anything. And there will be people who are willing to help you in that way. But yes, then another thing that I saw with the King of Swords, why is this making me think of a body double? I guess because they look the same. It's like, imagine if you had a twin and then you when you're too busy, you send your twin to work instead of you or something like that. I'm not saying you're going to do that, but I do think this is somebody who can help you, maybe somebody who has just as much knowledge as you and someone whose brain works the same as you. They have the same taste as you, so you know that you can entrust certain things to them. Someone whose knowledge and expertise you trust. This could also be talking about finding a more efficient way of doing things. Maybe you find a way to automate some of the things in your life, or just make them faster so that you don't have to stop doing anything that you want to do. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords, which is, it's very restful. It's very peaceful. It's low stress. We don't have to worry. So having more help coming in, making certain processes more efficient or automating certain things is going to remove a lot of stress from your life and compact something a lot more than you thought. So maybe you were at 100% capacity with your schedule, and then maybe you were at 110 and you're just trying to get it back to 100, but then now you're at a 70. Now you have a lot of free time, more than you were expecting. So it's things are building and getting overwhelming and you're over capacity for a while, but then once you find the help you need and you find the most efficient way to do things, you'll actually be significantly under your capacity, which is a good thing. We don't want to be operating at full capacity all the time. So I think it's just the growing pains. It takes time to get used to things once this wish comes in, but definitely don't fall into that trap of thinking like, oh no, my life is too full and there's nothing that I really want to let go of, but I guess I have to quit something. I have to drop something from my schedule because I can't do it all, because your angels are saying, yes, you can. You might just need some help. And we don't want to see you stop doing something that you love just because you think you don't have time for it, because you do have time. You have more than enough time, and let us show you, let us show you that you do, that you have more than enough time to do everything you want to. Okay, so finally, we are going to look at some cards. This is going to be messages and advice from future you who has received this wish. We have Serena. There is Venus, Aphrodite, and Serena. Aren't those tennis players? Are they twins? Are Venus and Serena Williams twins? No, they're not. They're just sisters. Yeah, but that's so funny, like that, because this is Venus and this is Serena. And they are tennis players. One of them is a Libra and one of them is a Gemini, according to Wikipedia. So that might be significant to someone. Maybe a sister or someone you consider like a sister is significant, or tennis is significant in some way. But let's see what Serena has to say. I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. So future you wants to confirm to you that you are going to receive the money you need. If you have a certain financial goal, for example, I want to make X per month or X per year, or I want to have this much in my savings, or a goal in terms of a big purchase that you want to make, then this angel is confirming to you that you will reach your goal. And to not worry so much about how it happens. God is in charge of that. To not worry so much about how it comes in. Allow yourself to fall apart. Only then will you be able to start rebuilding a truer version of you. And then we have get out of your head. So it's interesting, we have that message about don't worry about how your abundance comes in, and then we have this get out of your head. So future you, easy for future you to say because they've already received your wish, but their advice to you right now is to stop overthinking the process, and maybe even to get out of your head when it comes to the signs and confirmation you're receiving. Because remember, future you is going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, of course all of those things I was experiencing were signs. Of course all of that was confirmation. Let's see what the guidebook says about this. Get out of your head. Chicken head. Now I'm thinking of Bickin' Head by Cardi B. That was a fun song. Okay. When you cut off a chicken's head, a burst of electricity runs through its body's nervous system, causing the chicken to run in circles and flap its wings. This is symbolic of the intrusive and obsessive thoughts we think and allow to run circles around us, even though they rarely hold any real basis in truth. Chicken head's medicine appears when it's time to put an end to the chicken in your head, dictating your life. Witness, I like that. I talked about this in a video recently. I made a video about manifestation. Maybe I will link that for this group. But I mentioned a book that I was reading, which is about brain health. And they were saying that a good way to win over your intrusive thoughts is to give your mind a name. So you can say like, oh, that's just so-and-so talking. So maybe if you imagine your mind as a chicken, that could help you. Like, oh, that's just the chicken like squawking about nonsense. Or if you give some kind of name to your intrusive thoughts, it helps you to dissociate from those thoughts and understand that it's not you. Anyway, Chicken head's medicine appears when it's time to put an end to the chicken in your head dictating your life. Witness the thought and understand you have power over it. Your power is to know it's just a thought, and if it minimizes you, it's not true, no matter how real it may feel. If it makes you feel less than and powerless, then there is no way it's true, because you are quite literally a scientific miracle connected to the infinite, ever-expanding universe. Chicken head's medicine asks you to take a big sigh of relief, because whatever is currently keeping you in your head will work itself out. You are safe, and you will find the solution, and the issue will resolve itself. Whatever you are currently dealing with is for your greater good, no matter how much the chicken tells you it's not. In fact, chicken head's medicine brings an exciting confirmation. If you are dealing with a current situation that feels disappointing and has you obsessively thinking about it, you are being asked to understand that this difficulty had to happen to lead you to what you truly want. For whatever reason, there is a lesson being learned, and in learning this lesson, you will lead yourself to what your heart desires. Chicken head's medicine demands you to get out of your head now, because everything is going to work out. That is what future you wants you to know, group number 1. So these are all of the messages that I have for you. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. And thank you so much to Tidal Tarot for collabing with us on this video. If you haven't seen her video yet, I'm gonna have it linked down below. That is about what wish of yours is coming true and how and when it's all going to happen. So definitely check that out if you are interested, and please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Vesica Pisces Rainbow, this is going to be your reading. Basically, there's going to be 3 parts to this reading. So in the first part, we are seeing how you will change once your wish comes true. So changes to your energy and how you move about the world. Then we are going to get into the specifics of how exactly your life is changing once this wish comes true. And then the last part of the reading is going to be any messages or advice from the version of you in the future who has received this wish. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first card for my group number 2s is penguin. So penguins could be a significant spirit animal for you. I actually remember that in this deck that we're also using, there's a soulmates card that has penguins on it, and it's very cute. So penguins or soulmates could be a message for my group number 2s. Mermaids could be significant as well. And then the keywords on this card are at your own pace, something like professional or a specialist, and protecting what is important to you. The affirmation is, I create while loyally maintaining my relationships. Interesting. This seems like there's some kind of big goal that you're achieving, and you've really done it on your own terms, at your own pace. You were not pressured into taking things faster. You were not pressured into taking things slower. You were not pressured into doing any more or any less than what it is you really wanted to do. Yeah, there's a feeling of you doing something completely on your own terms. The mermaid could actually be symbolic of some energy in you that is hybrid. You know, maybe you had a goal that was sort of a fusion or a hybrid of two different energies, of two different concepts, of two different professions. Maybe some people thought it was unusual. Maybe some people were trying to get you to pick one or the other. It's as if someone would say to a mermaid, you can't be a person and a fish, you have to pick one. And the mermaid's like, no, I'm both. I'm my own thing. I'm not a fish or a person, I'm a mermaid. So for some of you, your goal could have to do with successfully fusing two genres or fusing two energies or embracing two aspects of yourself and not giving into that pressure of it's either one or the other. Yeah, it's completely on your own terms. Also, this message about you're loyally maintaining your relationships, I think something that you should know is that once this wish has come true, you are going to have the same loved ones in your life. And maybe that's particularly important for some of you to hear. Like if you were worried about your wish coming true, like causing a wedge between you and someone in your life or creating distance between you and someone in your life, I don't see that being the case. For example, maybe your wish is to move to another country and then you're worried about what if my friendships in my home country suffer, or what if there grows like distance between me and my family. And this card is saying that that is not going to happen. No matter where your wish takes you, no matter how busy you might get or someone else might get, or wherever you happen to find yourself in the world, I do see that your core relationships, the relationships that are really important to you, are going to be maintained and protected. And I think that that's what this message, like protecting what's important to you, could also be talking about, that no distance is going to be created between you and your loved ones. In fact, you may just be getting closer. And then there's also this message about being a professional or being a specialist. So for some of you, that might be an obvious message if your wish literally has to do with becoming a professional at something or becoming a specialist at something. But there is some level of mastery with this keyword, like you are becoming an expert at something. And even if your wish doesn't have to do with your profession, whatever your wish is, I feel like you are gaining a lot of knowledge about it once it comes true. And you are sort of becoming an expert about this thing. So you may, like for example, let's say your wish is getting into a relationship and then you learn so much about relationships that you become something of a relationship expert, and then you start studying more about relationship science and then you become a relationship coach. It's like whatever your wish is, the more you learn about it, the more you want to pursue sort of specialized knowledge about it. And you might end up kind of teaching people about something related to your wish, or teaching others how to make the same wish come true. You're becoming a trusted voice in whatever space you're entering into, or you're becoming a trusted voice pertaining to your wish or wishes of that nature. I want to just look at the pocket guide to spirit animals and see if there's anything about penguins that could be significant. So it's on pages 207 and 208, in case that is significant. You're much more powerful and durable than you think you are. You have everything you need inside you and in front of you to have a good life, so always keep that in mind. You'll soon be able to experience lucid dreaming, where you become fully aware while dreaming and can change the details of the dream. This is an excellent time to explore altered states of consciousness, especially out-of-body experiences such as astral travel. Whatever you feel like you're suffering through or simply enduring, be as loving, compassionate, and patient with yourself and others as you can be through the remainder of this cycle. You'll soon face a test of your will, and as long as your will and purpose are aligned with spirits, you'll sail through it. The dates of, and I think this is a window of time. I'm just thinking about the pages that passage was on. So between July 20th and August 20th could be significant. So someone's birthday could be around these dates, or whenever this time period is coming up, from the time you're watching this, that could be a significant time for you. We also have blessed with the number 22. Okay, so there is a relationship that you're being blessed with. Regardless of what your wish is, I do think it's going to lead to a union with a soulmate. This could be a romantic soulmate, platonic soulmate, professional, but the number 22 and this message about maintaining your relationships, it's just giving me that feeling. Also, these kind of look similar, like the mermaid tail, and then this, I don't even know what that is, if that's a tail or what, but yeah, mermaids could be very significant to you in some way. That could be a sign that you want to look out for. Or again, it's more symbolic in the sense of embracing two different aspects of you, or embracing two different energies that you have. I feel like that was even a keyword of this, the Vesica Pisces card. Yes. It was the integration of two polarities. This could also be something like balancing your masculine energy and your feminine energy, balancing your spiritual energy and your more practical energy. There's something about a union that is happening within you where you realize that you don't have to choose one or the other, because at the end of the day, both of those energies are two sides of the same coin. They're part of the same thing. The two polarities are actually the same energy, just being expressed in a different way. So there's that kind of union happening within yourself. And I think you are coming into union with another person, maybe someone with whom you kind of feel like you're yin and yang. We have, you are courageous. You are bold enough to be yourself. You decide your goals, how to spend your time, and what to invest your energy in. If you can imagine it and visualize it, you can manifest it. I love this message, and I feel like that's a continuation of this message about you doing everything on your own terms. And really feeling like nothing can rush you. Nothing can rush you, nothing can pressure you, because you know that your life journey is unique and it's unfolding in its own time and in its own way. And you'll start to notice that in the past, all of the times that you felt like maybe I should be going faster, or maybe I should be doing more, or maybe I should be doing less, or maybe I should be doing something different. Whenever you started to get into that way of thinking, at the root of that was comparing your journey to someone else's journey. And being like, maybe my journey should look more like that person's. It should look more like everyone else's. And so it's like, once you realize you're not in competition with anyone else, and your journey was never meant to be compared to someone else's journey, because they're not the same thing at all, and you start to really honor and respect the uniqueness of your divine journey, that's when all of that pressure flies away, and you stop thinking about the deadlines, or how fast you're making progress, or how you compare to someone else, how you measure up to this or that standard. All of that just kind of goes out of the window. And I think this is saying you're courageous, because that's a very brave thing to do in this society, to just completely accept your own unique journey and not compare yourself to anyone else, and to embrace living on your own terms. That's a very, very brave thing to do. We have trust. Yeah. Trusting in your own journey. This is the Divine Mother. This could be you and your higher self. It could be that you have a motherly guide or ancestor or angel who is with you. But yeah, that's like full trust in your journey. You may notice that future you, and it's kind of, is it ironic? I don't know. I feel like the future you wants less. It's not really, maybe you imagined a future where you're becoming even more hungry and even more ambitious, but I actually see you calming down a lot in the future and doing things with more purpose. There's this feeling of like, I'm not wanting for anything. I'm not lacking anything. This feeling of contentment. I have everything I need. Everything I could ever need or want, I already have it. I'm also hearing like, if I have it in the future, I have it now. If I had it in the past, I have it now. I already have everything in this moment right now. It's this sense of contentment. It's this sense of completeness. And it's very relaxing, I'm hearing, because you just, you de-tense yourself and you just let go and you know that there's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to achieve. There's no need to rush. Life feels a lot more relaxing. It feels like you've really gotten into a good flow and you just trust the current of your life. And then we have Ruby. It's time for me to shine. So immediately I'm thinking that Ruby is the birthstone of July. So especially the month of July could be significant to this group. Also, anyone with Cancer and Leo placements, whether that's you or someone else, interestingly, Cancer and Leo represent the moon and the sun. So I feel like there's that kind of yin and yang energy, those two polarities that are coming together. The name Ruby could be significant. Somebody could be named Ruby or something that sounds like that. Or yeah, even like Ruby in another language could be significant. It's time for you to shine. I think this is you. Yeah. This is you taking back your power. This is you remembering that you are the most important person in your life. You are the most interesting person in your life. You are the main character. I'm hearing you would never again like put someone else on a pedestal or chase someone else or be obsessed with someone else. It's not really in your disposition to be clinging to anything really, to be attached or to be obsessed or to be in a chasing energy, because you're like, everything I need is already right here. Everything I need is me. Everything I could ever want is me. Why do I have to chase something outside of me? I'm literally right here. I missed having a white background in the readings, so I got a white tablecloth, but then I forgot that I have a black dog. So now there's little black furs on the white tablecloth. Okay, anyway, let's get into your tarot now. And we're gonna see the specifics of how your life is changing. Life is kind of becoming like a lucid dream for you. And maybe that's another reason that you don't have to chase, because it's like the things just appear. The things just materialize. When you want something, it's materialized. It feels like you're going from an energy of being very attached and worrying a lot and not being able to manifest to now being in this energy of you don't care about much and you're manifesting everything, if that makes sense. Okay, how is life changing for my group number 2s? We have, of course, Queen of Emotions, Queen of Cups. That's totally your energy. Emotional fulfillment, emotional healing, feeling at peace with yourself, feeling whole and complete and contented within yourself, feeling very in touch with your intuition, with your inner guidance, with your spiritual team, and getting your fulfillment from that connection. I also think when it comes to how your life is changing, you probably already have a deep intuitive knowing of this. And so the Queen of Cups is almost coming through as a confirmation of Yes, your life is changing in exactly all of the ways that you have already envisioned, that you have already dreamed about, that you've already seen, that you've already been told by future you. This is just a confirmation. But there is, again, this feeling of protecting something that's important to you, because the Queen of Cups has this sort of nurturing energy about her. She does have a maternal energy as well. So, and we have the Holy Mother here. So some of you could be becoming mothers or becoming parents, or that's becoming a bigger focus of your life. Or there is something that you are nurturing, and that is a big focus of your life. It could be an idea, it could be nature, it could be an animal or animals in general. Something you're nurturing, protecting, conserving. There's an ocean on this card and water here. Maybe this is very specific, but some of you could be involved in like beach cleanup or protecting the coral reefs. Like the thing you're protecting could be in nature. Protecting a species of animal that is endangered, or protecting forests from wildfires, protecting the beaches from pollution. You could be doing some work like that, whether it's activism or research. Something like that. There's something very important that you are protecting. I also think that maybe in this stage of your life, you are keeping more to yourself. I'm kind of getting High Priestess vibes from this group as well. Your group number 2, that's the number of the High Priestess. And then we have this 22 card. There's a lot of divine feminine energy going on here as well. So you are giving me High Priestess vibes. And you may find that when you keep things to yourself, they manifest better or faster or with more accuracy. For those of you who struggle with oversharing, I feel like you have overcome that. There's something about you don't speak or you don't share just to feel closer to someone in that moment. You only speak and share when it's very meaningful and intentional. And you're more quiet because you don't really need the validation from other people anymore. Like I'm seeing someone who maybe in the past when they wanted to manifest or make something happen, they would tell other people about it, because then when other people validated it and said like, oh, that's a good idea, or oh, I'm sure you can do it, that would give them a boost of like confirmation that their manifestation is going to happen. But they don't really need that confirmation from other people anymore. So they just keep it between them and their own guides, or them and their own higher self. Future you is probably feeling just a lot more feminine, or more in their feminine energy, or more connected to their emotions and intuition. Realizing that a lot of their greatest blessings are emotional in nature, their loved ones, their inner peace, rather than external material things. I feel like this future you is a lot less interested in material things. They're definitely interested in the physical world and the natural world and like physical life and being grounded in the physical world. But when it comes to, I just feel like a lot of your ambitions and goals in the future would not be materialistic in nature. And there's nothing wrong with having materialistic goals. I just don't really see you in that energy. Some of you may achieve a big material goal of yours and then realize that, I don't want this to be a discouraging message, but for those of you who do have material goals right now, you know, like for money or fame or a certain position or certain possessions, to have like certain things in your life, you're going to reach those goals, but you may realize that it didn't make you happy like you thought it would. Like there's a void that it didn't fill, and that can only be filled with emotional things. That can only be filled with like inner spiritual peace. What else? How else is life changing for group number 2s? We have the Knight of Emotions, so even more water energy. Water signs could also be very significant to this group. So, I mean, you chose Vesica Pisces. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces could be significant as well. The Knight of Cups is also a card that talks about love coming into your life. So there is definitely some kind of soulmate union that is going on here. Again, this can be romantic or platonic. Probably you already know. A snail could be a significant spirit animal as well, because this kind of reminded me of a snail shell at first. And then we definitely have a snail shell here. So there's a new love entering your life. Maybe the snail is a sign that like they took their sweet ass time because snails are pretty slow. But do we have a snail in here? We don't. If you feel called to look at the spiritual significance of a snail, there might be a message there for you, but is that even a snail shell? It might actually be some kind of fossil. But whatever, it made me think of a snail. And interesting to note too that the Knight is moving towards the Queen. So this is a love that is moving towards you. Again, you are not chasing them. You're not chasing, you're attracting it to you. It's coming to you. I'm also hearing no one can waste your time anymore, because you can smell, you probably already can, you can smell BS from a million miles away, and you don't have time to be like, let's see if this person can prove me wrong. So that might be something you did in the past where you're like, I have a bad feeling about this person, or like, I feel like our energy is not really gonna vibe well, but maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And I feel like you're not doing that anymore. You're just like, I'm right. I smell BS and I'm right, and I don't have time. And you can send them on their merry way. And in the same way, when someone's really a match for you, I think you will know very quickly. There's something about your stomach giving you insights, because, you know, when you have a gut feeling, that's in your lower stomach. So you may be very connected to your sacral chakra, especially with all of this water energy and this divine feminine energy. It's making me think of like a womb. So that area of the body is being highlighted. When something's right for you or something's not right for you, you can probably literally feel it in the pit of your stomach. Your life is becoming a lot more slow paced, more gentle, because again, you have nothing to prove. You're not rushing anywhere. You may look back at your current life or your past life and be like, what was I hurrying so much for? Like, where was I trying to get to in such a hurry? Why was I running around? When you realize you have nothing to prove, that's going to be a very relaxing new world that you step into. Some of you could literally have a horse, or you could be into horseback riding, where there's a horse in your future. The year of the horse could be significant, which is 2026. I'm running out of room here, but there we go. Even the way the cards are taking time to come out, it just feels like life is more slow and leisurely for you. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Even more cups, even more water, another number 2. And it's a card about union and soulmates and 2 polarities coming together, a divine relationship. Like, that message is coming through so many times. That's crazy. Yep, this is a pretty straightforward message. And then, okay, finally a Cups card, we have the Knight of Materials, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, the two knights that have come out are the slower moving ones. I think you are really embracing this slowness though. It's funny though, because this horse doesn't even look like they're moving that slowly. It looks like they're trotting. And you can actually get things done a lot more smoothly when you slow down, when you do things with more focus, when you do things more mindfully. You've probably felt this when you're trying to do a task, but your mind is all scattered and frazzled because you're like, oh my gosh, I have a million things to do and I have to hurry up. It's like you get distracted, you make mistakes. When you slow down and do things more mindfully and really give them all of your attention and all of your focus, because you're not thinking about 8 other things that you have to get done, things will go much more smoothly. And so, yes, your days you might accomplish things a bit slower in your day-to-day, but not as slow as you might be imagining. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, if I slow down, I'm gonna be like half as productive. But probably you'll be like 80 to 90% as productive, but you're gonna enjoy the process way more and you're gonna do a better job at everything. So it's worth it to get a bit less done, but to do very quality work. I just had an image of you working with clients. Interesting. Like you're choosing what clients you work with, and your clients respect your process. They respect that, it's like in a world where people just want things so quickly, there may be, okay, this is a very specific message. It's like you have clients that you're delivering something to, but other people in your field promise a much faster turnaround. So maybe you're worried about, I need to keep up with the others in my field. If everyone's promising this fast turnaround, I have to promise that fast turnaround as well. Otherwise, everybody's just going to go to the other people. If they can, why would they come to me when they can get the product faster from somebody else? And it's because of the quality of your work. And I've seen this for myself, like when I've requested services from someone who has a million other clients, it feels like they just kind of threw something together for me quickly because they were probably thinking about the 10 other people that they had to get done. And I feel like the quality kind of suffers. And so you might take less clients and you take a longer time to deliver the work to them, but actually that's going to serve you. More people are going to want to come to you. And it's kind of ironic because we just talked about how you, in the future, you don't really care about materialistic stuff, but they will be willing to pay more because of the quality of your work. I think you're going to attract spiritual clients, or just in general, attract spiritual people into your life who understand divine timing, who understand and want you to be working when you feel divinely inspired to do so. They don't want you to feel pressured when you're preparing the work for them. So they understand your process. They understand your flow. They don't want this fast turnaround and for you to just pump it out and then on to the next one. They want something with purpose. So you're going to find your people. You're going to find your client base, or just you're going to find those loved ones who understand. Don't let this world pressure you into doing things faster, and then your quality suffers and your mental health suffers. Like, it's just not worth it. I feel like you're setting the pace for your own life, your own pace. This is the rate at which I'm going to get things done. This is how long it takes for me to do things. And if you want something faster, then sure, go somewhere else. But you're not going to pressure me to speed up. I set the pace for my own life, and you can ride that wave with me, or you can go somewhere else, kind of vibe. Yes. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands, which this is about conflicting energies, but I think this is more about you rising above that. And you're not going to get yourself in a tizzy, and you're not going to get yourself all frazzled and frantic when you don't have to. yeah, end of story. So for our last cards, we are going to look at these oracle cards for any messages or advice from future you. Okay, we have Archangel Michael. I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. So I said this is from future you, but also from Archangel Michael. You have come a long way. Aww. Future you is so proud of you, and future you is so grateful for you. And I love that this is not really advice. It's not really them telling you you should do this or you should do that. Future you just wants to say like, hey buddy, we've come a long way and I'm so proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself right now. Future you radically accepts you as you are right now. And then we have small steps, big accomplishments. We had turtles, we had snails. There's, you know, I feel like there is that energy of taking things slow. Let's read this one from the guidebook. Small steps, big accomplishments. Sea turtles migrate thousands of miles each year while swimming at a slow, methodical pace. The key medicine is that what you wish to manifest will take dedicated, consistent, and patient effort. Land Turtle reinforces this message about the slow process toward your desire, further speaking to us about how grounded this point of view is. Nothing represents being grounded quite like the land turtle, built sturdy and close to Mother Earth. Small, consistent efforts will lead to long-lasting success. Be patient, do not rush for immediate rewards. Oh my God, like this is literally what we've been talking about. Understand that immediate gratification cannot sustain what is needed for long-term success. Shortcuts yield short-term success, and instant gratification is for the weak mind. Sea turtle is not instantly born in the sea swimming toward his goal. He first must build his muscles by slowly breaking out of the shell and journeying toward his desire to be in the great sea. Allow things to develop at their own pace and plan for a lengthy dedication toward your goal. This is a very promising card as it speaks to happy results. You are building something great and its full fruition needs time. Turtle's medicine shares that slow and steady efforts are of the most importance to you. Something powerful is in development. What is built slowly stands longer. Okay, this is so cool. I'm so excited for you, group number 2, because you're about to really secure like a unshakable, a very firmly rooted inner peace for yourself. So what I see, let me get a turtle. I feel like we need a turtle here. So you have this goal, the wish that you're asking about in this reading. You have this goal and you really want it and you're moving towards it. And through the process, you're learning how to be patient. You're learning how to not rush. You're learning to go with the flow. You're learning to trust the process. You're learning not to compare your journey to other people. You're learning how to feel whole and complete within yourself so that you can detach from this wish. Like as you move towards this wish, you're learning all of these very valuable lessons. And then when you reach the wish and it comes true, you're like, wait a minute, like I'm very grateful for this wish, but actually I feel like the most valuable thing that happened here was all of the lessons I learned on the way to the wish. And that's what you really treasure and that's what you're really happy about. It's like, yes, I received my wish and it's great, but even more than that, I'm very grateful that I became a patient person. I feel like that's the real blessing, that I learned to be patient, that I learned to trust the process, that I learned to go with the flow. Because now I've become this version of myself that cannot be pressured by society or by anyone else. I've become this version of myself that doesn't have attachments or obsessions. I've become this version of myself that just wholeheartedly trusts myself and the flow of my life. I've become a version of myself that's peaceful because I know there's nothing to prove. It's like it sounds cheesy, but I really feel once you reach this wish, you're like, oh my gosh, the real blessing was all of the lessons I learned along the way. Wow, I love that. And that just goes to show how smart the universe is. Like, you're gonna get to your wish in a way that is the most enriching for you, in the way that teaches you the most lessons. And as I'm saying this, I don't know if you've ever had this sensation, but it's like when your head feels hollow and it feels like the words are echoing inside your head. I don't know, maybe that's Archangel Michael, who I have right here. This is Archangel Michael from my Archangel Michael candle. But yeah, those are all of the messages for my group number 2s. So I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. And thank you so much to Naomi from Tidal Tarot for collaborating with us. I'm gonna have her reading linked down below. That's gonna be about what wish is coming true for you and how and when that's gonna happen, everything leading up to your wish. So definitely be sure to check that out if you are interested. And did I already wish you a wonderful day or night? I think so. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your counterpart, and anyone else who appeared in this reading, to Archangel Michael, of course, your spirit animals, your higher self, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Blaze of the Energy image, this is going to be your reading. Basically, there's going to be 3 parts to this reading. The first part is going to be about how you will change once this wish comes true. How is your energy going to change and the way you show up in the world? Then we're going to get into the specifics of how your life will change. And then finally, we're going to get some messages and advice from the future version of you who has already received this wish. Although in this part of the reading, we've also been receiving messages from your spiritual team. So whoever on your spiritual team would like to come through, we're going to get messages and advice from them. So without further ado, let's get into your reading. The first card that we have for how you are changing is Canary, and we have the keywords of joy and happiness, also surrender. And this card says, I happily sing the song of my soul, which is so beautiful. I love the yellow color and canaries. They just feel so joyful. I think that your higher self wants to affirm to you that this wish is going to make you really happy, and it probably already does. Like, just thinking about it probably makes you so happy. And I'm hearing you just have to say yes to it. I feel like that's what this surrender is talking about. And it's funny because the way you pronounce this, like, it has a homophone that means joy and happiness. Like, they're pronounced the same. I don't know if that's intentional, but that's interesting. Like, happiness and surrender are pronounced the same. Yeah, you just have to say yes to it. The fact that there are hearts on this person's hands, it feels like something you're doing with your own hands, something you're bringing about by yourself, something that you have the power to create. I think your higher self wants you to know that this is not something you just have to passively wait to happen to you. It's really going to be from your power. I also think that the whole reason you have this wish in the first place, it comes from a desire that your soul has to be authentic. So I think there's a confirmation here that this wish is very authentic to you. And the life that you live once this wish has come true, it's going to be the life that feels the most authentic to you so far, I'm hearing. Like when you look back at the different eras of your life, this era, this one that I'm in right now, after this wish has come true and like I'm living out my wish, this feels the most authentic. So if anybody in my group number 3s needed that confirmation that this wish is in alignment with your most authentic self and your most authentic joy, like here it is. Here is the confirmation. There could be something about you using your voice. We have this message of you're singing the song of your soul. Canaries often, or birds of any kind really, make me think of using your voice. You could be literally singing, or this is about you being heard, your ideas being heard and being received. This could also be a message about this wish will come true when you speak up and you make it happen. I also think that once your wish comes true, a way that you're changing is that you're becoming a lot more comfortable with taking up space. And that might be a lesson that you learn as you're making this wish come true. It's like you have to get over some fear of being seen or being heard or being perceived or taking up more space. You cannot shrink yourself anymore. So one way you're changing after this wish comes true is that you will no longer shrink yourself. You will no longer dim your light. You'll no longer stay quiet. You could be more comfortable in the spotlight if that has something to do with your wish, or with speaking your mind, with giving your input, giving your feedback, making your thoughts known. We have not for you. Yummy. Looking at this chessboard, there's something about, okay, what you're not gonna do is be calculated or even like be strategic, because the message coming through with this card is if something is meant for you, you don't have to play a chess game to get it. For example, let's say you had a crush on somebody. If they're really meant for you, you don't have to think about, okay, what am I gonna do to make them like me? How am I gonna make them mine? Okay, they made this move, so now I'm gonna do this. It's not gonna feel like a chess game. It's not gonna feel like a strategy. It's just gonna feel like you showing up and being authentic. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. So I think you're realizing like this whole thing of like playing games and being calculated to get a certain outcome is not for me. I'm not trying to like trick or manipulate my way into a desired outcome. I don't want it to feel like I cracked some code. I just want it to feel like it's meant for me. So the way you've changed is like you're no longer going to play games. I'm kind of thinking of like if you're in the talking stage with someone and it's like you're thinking about, okay, I'm gonna wait this much time to text back, or I'm gonna play hard to get, or I'm gonna say this to them because I'm trying to get this kind of response out of them. Like that sort of calculated shit. I feel like you're like, no, that's not for me. I'm not gonna do that, because this canary card, it just feels so free and open and authentic. Yeah, there's that carefree surrender. And it's like, if I have to be like a chess game planning my next 3 moves and, you know, and trying to anticipate what the other person's gonna do, and it feels like I'm playing games, like I don't wanna do it. Because I will never have to do that to get something that is meant for me. We have you celebrate you. You give yourself positive feedback and celebrate your achievements, no matter how seemingly small they might be. Everything that counts as a win to you is worthy of your praise. There's a message about you being very humble. Even after you've achieved this big wish, you're still very humble. And you don't, you know how sometimes we can get moving goalpost syndrome? I don't know if that's a real term, but you know, take a YouTuber for example. If they got 10,000 views on a video, they're like, okay, now I want to get 50,000 on the next one. And then when they get 50,000, they're like, now I want to get 100,000. And they start becoming they're not satisfied with the smaller numbers anymore. They want to go bigger and bigger. However, in your case, I feel like you're always grateful and you're always happy for what you're receiving. It's like you will never take your wish for granted. I can put it that way. Even after this wish comes true, you will never take it for granted and you will never get used to it. And I mean that in a good way. You'll never get used to it. You'll never get comfortable with it. You know, there's this feeling of, I still can't believe this is my life. I still can't believe this is the life I get to live. And you just always stay grounded and humble in that way. There's not a feeling of, oh, now that this has become a norm for me, it lost its magic and now I need something even bigger to feel alive. No, it's like, you're going to be grateful forever. And there is a really big achievement coming your way, but even after this big achievement, it doesn't make the small achievements any less special. It's like you treasure all of them and you're grateful for all of them. So there's this energy of, yeah, it's like gratitude, humility, groundedness. We have healing and trust with the number 6. So both of these are number 6s. The month of June, a life path 6 could be significant, or someone born on the 6th, someone with a 6-year age gap. 6 is a number of harmony, love, balance, health. It's the number of the Lovers card. So probably you're surrounded by very good people. Maybe that's actually a part of your wish. The people with whom you will be making this wish come true are all good people with good intentions. And I do think that once this wish comes true, it puts you in a position to attract new people into your life who are a very good influence on you. And then we have Tiger's Eye, which I just feel like that fits your energy so well. If you feel called, if you like crystals and you're someone who, you know, wears crystal jewelry, for example, you might want to look into getting some Tiger's Eye. I feel like that could be very helpful for you. It will help you to move forward confidently. It will help you to take up more space. It will help you to believe in yourself. I am courageous and this energy supports me throughout my life. So the you who has made this wish come true is very brave. I just saw 1111. Yeah, I feel like they had to become brave to make this come true. Because there's something, it's like you need to speak up. You need to make yourself heard. You need to make a first move. And I think this wish is going to come true when you stop trying to plan like 8 steps ahead and trying to be strategic and just kind of, it might feel like you're being impulsive, but just do the thing that you really want to do. You know, for example, like in the example of having a crush, your wish to be with them will come true when you stop thinking about, oh, like, how should I phrase this message to them? If I say this, then maybe they're going to say that back. And then maybe I should say this and like, blah, blah, blah. It will come true when you just say like, hey, crush, I like you. Just very straightforward. So for some of you, you have this energy of maybe your brain makes it more complicated than it needs to be, or your fears make it more complicated than it needs to be. You just, yeah. I love too that the canaries are the same color as the image that you guys chose. You need this, what was it called? Burst of the, what was it? Blaze of the energy. You need this blaze of the energy, this activation. This wish that you have has activated you in some way too. So we're going to get into the tarot now and see how your life is changing once this wish comes true. Okay, we have the World. Okay, so there could be a relocation to another part of the world or settling in another part of the world. You could be getting a job or study opportunity overseas. getting a visa or a citizenship somewhere, long distance relationships being not long distance anymore. So like you're moving to be closer to someone or someone's moving to be closer to you. This talks about a sense of accomplishment. You know how, I don't know if you've personally done this before, but you know, sometimes we can have this bargaining energy with the universe where we're like, please universe, like I promise if this wish comes true, I'll never ask for anything again. But I feel like in your case, it's kind of like that. This is a very big wish for you. And I feel like when it comes true, there's really not much else you could ask for. It just feels so, there's a sense of completion. There's a sense of all I've ever wanted. Like this is all I've ever wanted. I'm a simple person. I don't ask for much. This is all I've ever wanted. Like there's that kind of vibe. Some of you could be growing a presence or growing a platform. Definitely you are aspirational to other people. So other people will see that you have achieved this wish and they will strive for that as well. You may have people asking you how you did it, or they're trying to emulate your journey in some way. Whether you share that with them or not is up to you, of course. And what will you say? I just did it. I just did it. I just went for it. We have the 9 of Materials, which is the 9 of Pentacles, self-sufficiency. Again, there's a feeling of humbleness and just contentment with what you have. There's a feeling of having a very well-rounded life. I'm hearing you have an eventful life, so it's very fun. You're booked and busy, but it's very fun, you know? It's like the opposite of stagnant. Your life is stagnant. Your life is moving. Your life is dynamic. You may even travel to many different parts of the world. You're like, oh, I have this event to go to in this country, and now I'm speaking over here, and now, or you're just, you know, you're traveling to different places, you're meeting different people. Your life feels like vibrant, and it's constantly moving, and various areas of your life are eventful, and no area of your life has to suffer. People might also look at you in awe and be like, how do you have the time to do it all? And it's just because you're so passionate about every area of your life. You're so passionate about it. You've really, you know, people say like create a life that you don't need a vacation from. I feel like you've really created that for yourself. There's definitely a sense of independence in this card, and I think this is referring to maybe you're making your own schedule. You're living life on your own terms. There's a lot of people who are grateful for you as well. So perhaps you making this wish come true actually proved to a lot of people that it's possible. You made a lot of other people feel like, oh my gosh, I can do it too. There's something very inspirational and aspirational about you reaching the finish line, I'm hearing. Like you completed this journey that so many maybe give up. There may be people who get close to doing it and then they give up, or maybe they get not even close, and you're like living proof that it is possible. And people see you and think like, if group 3 did it, then I can do it too. And so there's a lot of gratitude towards you. There's also a feeling of effortless abundance coming in. Of course, everything requires some kind of effort because there's an energetic exchange, but maybe this is like passive income that is coming into your life somehow. Material or monetary blessings that they might seem to come out of nowhere, but you have to remember that there's always an equal energetic exchange. So okay, there's an example of this. Let's say somebody gives you a really big tip. Let's say they tip you $100. And to you, this feels like, oh my gosh, I'm just receiving this out of nowhere. But you have to remember that it's an equal energy exchange. So maybe what you don't see is the impact you had on that person's life is so valuable. To you, it feels like, oh, I didn't do anything, and then this $100 tip just came in. But that's because you don't see firsthand how you impacted that other person's life. And to them, it feels like they're just exchanging energy with you, because they are. So remember, and that's something you're gonna need to keep in your mind. Oh, I'm getting really excited. This is something you're gonna need to keep in your mind in your new life after this wish comes true, is there's gonna be a lot of instances where you feel like, oh my God, I'm just receiving this for nothing. I'm just receiving this gift for nothing, or out of nowhere. I'm just receiving this money out of nowhere. No, it's in return for something that you gave someone. You may not completely see what you did for that other person, but you did something for them. You gave them some energy, and they're just returning it to you. So just know that everything you're about to receive, you are more than worthy of it. You could be going through kind of an aesthetic change as well, because this is Venusian energy. It's Venus in Virgo energy. So maybe you're becoming more deliberate about your aesthetic. You have a more sort of curated fashion and wardrobe, or you're starting to enjoy those things more. Yeah. Like you're changing your image, you're changing your look, or you're getting into fashion where, I mean, if you're already into those things, then this is probably no surprise, but like someone getting into that where they weren't before. There's a lot of positive networking going on as well. The joy of seeing, I'm hearing crossovers, like crossovers in your life. So, you know, let's say you do relocate. This is just an example, right? Let's say you do relocate to another country, and then you make new friends in that new country. Then a friend from your hometown comes to visit, and that crossover of your old friend meeting your new friends is so joyful, you know, and your loved ones getting to see different parts of your life and different parts of you. That's so joyful for you. What else? What else for group? Okay, there's something about airplane food coming up, because I just tasted airplane food. And what does that even mean? Does it have a distinct taste? I guess it does, but I just tasted airplane food. So you could be flying a lot. The birds, the world card, the birds, you could be flying a lot in this new life when your wish comes true. Yumi has been tooting in my videos a lot recently, so if you're hearing little like, just know that's not me. That's Yumi. Okay, that's a lot. Let's just take all of them. You know what? We'll take all 4 of these. We have, whoa. Okay, we have Death, the Ace of Cups, the Fool, and the Lovers. Holy crap. Three major arcana. You have a lot of major arcana, eh? Like 5. No, why did I say 5? You have 4. That might be a message for someone though, like you think there's 4 of something, but there's actually 5, or you think there's 5 of something, but there's actually 4. I don't know. So, I mean, this is pretty big. And I think we've kind of talked about that already, but whatever this wish is, it's very big. I'm hearing don't downplay the significance of it. It is life-changing, and it is in many ways destined for you. Very good to see the Ace of Cups here, because it's a confirmation of how happy it's going to make you, which I think you already know that, but perhaps your higher self just wants to confirm that to you. Like, yes, it's going to make you as happy as you're imagining, especially, yeah, in terms of emotional fulfillment, feeling like yourself, feeling authentic. And it is a very pivotal moment when this wish comes through. Like, there's life before it and there's life after it. It distinctly marks the beginning of a new era for you. And I feel like the Fool here is saying you really don't know what's coming after this. So it's probably going to set off a chain reaction of events that you could not even predict right now. The Fool feels like, you know, unexpected opportunities, new adventures, you know, like, and there's something about you haven't thought that far because you don't need to, you know, you haven't thought about after the wish comes true. Like, let's say your goal was to move to another country. You're not really thinking about after that. You're just thinking about getting there, getting there, getting there. But what you don't see is all of the amazing people that you're going to meet, the trips that you're going to do around the country, all the different sites you're going to see, all of the different cultural experiences you're going to have, all of the events you're going to attend, the delicious foods, the opportunities. It's like, there's so much, you know, I'm hearing the little mundane everyday moments. There's going to be so much joy in those that you maybe haven't thought about because you're focusing on the bigger picture, which is fine. But just like, you know, even the Lovers, Gemini energy, it's like the small details. Another example I'm thinking about is when you have a wish to get in a relationship. Maybe you think about the big things. You think about, you know, having your first kiss, you think about getting married, you know, you think about those milestones, but maybe you don't think about like that time you went to the hardware store together and you were like making stupid jokes, or, you know, like, it's just, I don't know why that was a very specific example. I don't know, maybe that's relevant for somebody. Maybe you don't necessarily think about those everyday mundane things, the little joys from the everyday. And your higher self wants you to know that, yes, those big milestones are going to make you really happy, but there's also little mundane everyday things that you're not really thinking about and that you can't see yet that are going to make you really, really happy. I feel like I mentioned the Lovers before in your reading because we had two number 6s, and I was saying you're going to be surrounded by really good people. And so I feel like the Lovers is here to confirm that. If there's any specific people involved in your wish, you'll definitely be able to manifest it with them. But there's also new people you're going to meet as a result of making this wish come true that you don't even know exist yet, but who are going to be very important parts of your life. You know, like, there's good friends out there. You don't even know they exist yet. They don't know you exist yet, but you're going to change each other's lives. This could be like the Lovers, Ace of Emotions. This could be a new romantic relationship surfacing for those of you who are interested in that. And then, yeah, this is the order they came out. Like, it was the World first, then there was Death, the Lovers, and the Fool. Okay, maybe this is just a confirmation for some of you. Because I do see there's something about a relationship or a connection ending and then entering into a new relationship with someone who makes you even happier. Okay, so I don't think this is a message for those of you who are like happily in a committed relationship. This is probably more so like if you're in a relationship that you're doubting or that you're not really happy with. Maybe you're in like a dead-end situationship or something like that, and you've been feeling like maybe I should move on. I feel like that's a confirmation for those of you who feel that way, that if you do let go and move on, there's going to be an even better relationship for you. This could also be, just in general, you could be ending a contract with another person or with another group, or walking away from, okay, I like never use this term, but you know how people will say like, this is my karmic, like my karmic soulmate. This could also be a message about you've ended those lessons. You've completed those lessons that you were meant to learn with like karmic partnerships. And now you can move on to like your final divine counterpart. Like there could be a message like that as well. And this goes back to you being like an inspirational and aspirational person, that there's some kind of leap of faith that you take to make this wish come true that I think is going to inspire a lot of other people to take the same leap of faith. You make it feel safer to other people, and because of that, you are going to receive a lot of good karma. I've been using the word chain reaction a lot for this group, and I feel like there's a message in there about realizing the interconnectedness of it all. Like we all exist in this web, and we're all affecting each other, and everything is connected, past, present, future, all, like everyone all over the world. So something you do over here can cause a chain reaction for someone like across the world, or for someone 50 years from now. And maybe in this new life, you're really feeling that interconnectedness with everything. But you're accumulating a lot of good karma because you're inspiring many other people to take the leaps of faith that will lead them to the fruition of their desires. You're the one, you played a big role in helping them believe it was possible. So you're liberating other people. And that's gonna create good karma for you. Very interesting. Okay, so finally, let's get the messages from your future self and or your spiritual team. We have Azure. The color blue could be significant. What time is it on this clock? It looks like it's 11:56. I don't know, that could be significant. Like it's almost 12, it's almost midnight, or that could be a sign that you're very, very close to achieving this. Oh, yeah, that's literally what the card says. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. Be easy on yourself. You are allowed to be human. Okay, when I read this, it very much feels like releasing any judgments that you've kept about the way you behaved in the past or something you said in the past. Like you're literally just a human. And then we have immense growth. Ooh, this feels like exponential growth. Okay, so be easy on yourself. Don't try to force it to happen, because I do feel like it's very much destined. And so you'll know when it's time. Like when it's time for you to make a move, when it's time for you to speak up, you'll know, okay? You'll know because it won't feel forced. There was a very strong message about like something you do or some move you make. You're making this happen with your own hands, with your own power. But if you haven't done it yet, it's probably because it felt forced, right? So that's the key to know when you're supposed to take action, is that it won't feel forced. It will feel very just natural and organic. It will feel like the natural flow of things, because your actions fit snugly into the natural flow of things. Let's see what this immense growth card has to say. The vulture. Vulture comes to speak to us about the wisdom of the sacredness of suffering. In Buddhism, the first noble truth is that all life involves suffering. It is not something to be escaped, but to be accepted. Only when we accept this law of our existence are we able to transmute and grow from suffering. Vulture sustains her life by living off that which is dead. She does not interfere by bringing a quicker death to her prey. Instead, she allows it to endure what it must, and its suffering ends in its natural time. This mirrors back to us the importance of patience. There is a profound lesson in the name of the turkey vulture, Cathartis aura, meaning golden purifier. They indeed purify the landscapes by removing decomposing carcasses that could spread disease and harmful bacteria. In the same way vulture cleanses the land, suffering purifies the heart from and removes the veils of ego. Suffering comes in two forms. Both are meant for growth. The first form is inflicted upon us and out of our control. The second form is self-inflicted, created from the attachments and illusions of our ego. Whatever form your own suffering takes, you must first accept it. When we resist the pain, when we resist aspects of ourselves we do not like, when we resist rejection, we perpetuate self-inflicted suffering. It is only when we accept it that pain begins to do what it was meant to do, transform us. This is the genius alchemical property behind acceptance. It transmutes. Vulture's medicine asks you to understand that pain, suffering, and trauma hold an energetic power. It is your choice whether to allow that power to attack you or to transmute its energy into your greatest asset. If you choose the latter, within you a hidden gift will be revealed far greater than all your pain. Wow. I feel like that was so well written that I don't really have much to add to it, but I do want to say that a piece of advice from future you may be to sit with the parts of you that are in resistance to this wish coming true. Because we saw at the very start of this reading, this whole wish in the first place was born of your soul's desire to be authentic. So in some way, there's a connection between your resistance towards the fruition of this wish and your resistance towards being your authentic self. And that resistance just wants to be seen. It doesn't necessarily want to be resolved or told to change. It just wants to be seen. I'm thinking about, like, I've dealt with some really deep insecurities in my teenage and even adult years, and it's like part of healing it was that I didn't just want to be told not to have the insecurity. I didn't want to just be like, I don't know, let's say I thought I was ugly or something. I didn't just want to be told like, no, you're beautiful. Or I didn't just want to be told like, you shouldn't think that way about yourself. It's like, no, that part of me that feels that way just wanted to be seen. You know, it didn't want to just be dismissed or changed right away or fixed right away. It wanted to be validated. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like that in this example, the part of me that thought I was ugly wanted to be validated. So it's not about just like arguing with the part of you that is resistant and telling it that it should think differently or be differently. I think the first step is just validating it and seeing it. You know, like think about if someone felt their life is really hard. They don't want to be told like, no, you should think positively. No, your life is easy. Like, yes, we want to get there eventually, but if you bring that in too soon, it kind of feels disrespectful to the part of you that wants to be seen. So just be with the resistance and understand it's not just there to torment you for fun. It's there for a reason. There's something that brought it up, but it's not going to talk to you if it feels like you're approaching it from a challenging place or you're approaching it from an invalidating place. Yeah. Having a good conversation with that resistant part of you. It might be expressing itself in illogical ways, but it came to be for a logical reason, and it can be dealt with in a logical way. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I think those are all the messages for my group number 3s. So thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. Oh my gosh, my camera's gonna overheat. That hasn't happened in ages. Well, let's hope she makes it until the end of the outro. I just turned on the AC. That's crazy. It's not even hot like that anymore. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. And I'm gonna have Tidal Tarot's video linked down below if you want to see more about what wish of yours is coming true and how and when it's gonna happen, everything leading up to that. Be sure to check that out if you're interested. And thank you so much to Tidal Tarot for collaborating with me. And please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, it's all linked down below. Instagram, Patreon, my music. We don't have time, this camera's gonna overheat, so I'm sending you guys lots of love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, your guides, your spiritual team, all of your loved ones, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!